It's finally happening. After years of waiting, endless theories, and cliffhangers that nearly broke the internet, Stranger Things is back for one last ride, and Netflix just dropped the first 5 minutes of Stranger Things Season 5. And let's just say it's the kind of opening that reminds you why this show became a cultural phenomenon in the first place. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. The Duffers didn't just bring back the nostalgia, they brought back the trauma and the mystery, all by taking us straight to the moment that started it all. Will Byers' disappearance in 1983. So what exactly happens in these first 5 minutes? How does it connect to the rest of the series? And what secrets about Will and the Upside Down does it hint at for the final season? Let's break it all down. A return to where it all began. The opening of Stranger Things 5 doesn't start where fans expected. Not in 1986 with Eleven and the gang, not in the aftermath of the rifts tearing through Hawkins. Instead, the Duffer brothers rewind the clock all the way back to November 12, 1983, 6 days after Will Byers vanished. We open inside the upside-down version of Castle Byers, the small fort Will built in the woods, now decayed, covered in spores, and cloaked in the eerie red glow of the alternate dimension. A de-aged Noah Schnapp appears as 12-year-old Will, visibly tired, confused, and terrified. He's muttering the words to the Clash's "Should I Stay or Should I Go?" the same song his brother Jonathan once introduced him to as a form of comfort. And right there in that hauntingly familiar scene, the Duffers tie everything together. That song, which once symbolized brotherly love and freedom, now becomes a thread of hope in the darkest place imaginable. But the moment also raises questions. If running up that hill could save Max from Vecna, could this song have a deeper link to Will's survival back then? Could it be part of the reason Vecna didn't kill him immediately? The Demogorgon returns. As Will hums the song to himself, the tension slowly builds. Guttural growls echo outside the fort. Shadows shift, and then boom, the Demogorgon smashes its way inside. This scene mirrors what we only saw glimpses of back in Season 1. For the first time, we actually see the desperate fight that led to Will's capture. He grabs a hunting rifle, another perfect callback, and fires a shot, barely slowing the creature. He scrambles out of the fort, running into the fog-drenched forest of the Upside Down, climbing a tree in a last attempt to escape. But the Demogorgon finds him. It's brutal, fast, and in a moment that will make every Stranger Things fan's heart sink, Will falls, hits the ground, and goes limp. The camera lingers just long enough for us to feel that dread before he's yanked violently out of frame. For fans who've always wondered what happened between the moment Will disappeared and when Joyce started seeing lights flicker, this is it. This is where it all began. The library scene and Vecna's arrival. Then silence. The screen fades to black before cutting to a wide shot of the Hawkins library, but not the one we know. This is the upside-down version, where dust floats like ash and tentacles crawl up the walls. The Demogorgon appears again, dragging Will's unconscious body through the dark, placing him in front of someone or something. And from the shadows steps Vecna. Yes, the big bad himself. Jamie Campbell Bower's terrifying villain finally makes his presence known, connecting the dots between Will's abduction in 1983 and the chaos that would engulf Hawkins years later.
Vecna looks down at Will, as if recognizing him, as if this was the moment he had been waiting for all along. The Demogorgon kneels, yes, kneels, before him, confirming a theory that's been floating around since Season 4. Vecna controls the Demogorgons. That chilling detail reframes everything we thought we knew about the Upside Down. The monsters were never random predators. They were soldiers, part of Vecna's army, working under his command. At long last, we can begin. Then comes the line that will send shivers down every fan's spine. Vecna steps closer to Will and whispers, "At long last, we can begin." It's a line heavy with implication. Whatever Vecna started in 1983 wasn't just an accident or a fluke. It was the beginning of his grand design. Tentacles slither out from the floor and walls, wrapping around Will and hoisting him into the air. Vecna approaches, almost gentle, placing a hand on Will's face. Then, in a moment that's both intimate and horrifying, a tentacle extends and attaches itself to Will's mouth, forcing a dark, unknown substance into him. Vecna whispers, "You and I, we are going to do such beautiful things together, William." And that's it. The screen cuts to black. 5 minutes, and the Duffer Brothers just rewrote Stranger Things history.
We can begin.
What it all means. Will and Vecna's connection. Let's take a second to unpack that. From the very first season, Will's connection to the Upside Down has been mysterious. He survived where others didn't. He felt things before they happened. He had visions, memories, and sensations linked to Vecna's world long before the villain was even revealed. Now, with this opening, it's clear. Will wasn't just a random victim. He was the first chosen one. Vecna didn't just take Will. He marked him. That substance being pumped into Will could explain the lingering effects we've seen throughout the series. His ability to sense Vecna's presence, the chills on the back of his neck, even the emotional bond that's been haunting him since season 2. Remember in season 4 when Will said he could still feel Vecna? This opening shows why. That bond was created right here in this library back in 1983. Vecna has been inside his mind from the very beginning. The Duffer Brothers' master plan. What makes this opening so brilliant is how it reframes the entire story of Stranger Things. From the beginning, fans thought the Upside Down was some random alternate dimension that 11 accidentally opened. But this scene suggests something far more intentional. Vecna was always there, manipulating, planning, using the rift as a way to connect his world with ours. And Will was his bridge. The Duffer Brothers have already promised that Season 5 will answer the big questions. What exactly is the Upside Down? Why is it frozen in time? How does Vecna control it? And what role does Will really play in all of this? With this flashback, it's clear. Those answers start with Will. He's the thread that ties every season together. The boy who was lost, found, and forever changed.
Such beautiful finish.
The emotional core returns. Beyond the horror and mystery, what this scene really captures is emotion. Will's journey has always been deeply human, a story of trauma, isolation, and trying to find normalcy after experiencing something incomprehensible. This opening reminds us that for all the Demogorgons and psychic powers, Stranger Things has always been about the emotional bonds between its characters. The song Should I Stay or Should I Go isn't just nostalgia bait. It's the emotional heartbeat of the series. It's about choice, Will's choice to fight, to survive, to stay tethered to the people who love him, even when he's trapped in the dark. And as the show circles back to that song in its final season, it feels like everything has come full circle. What comes next? So where does Stranger Things 5 go from here? The official synopsis already teased that Hawkins is scarred after the rifts opened in season 4, and our heroes are now united by one goal, to find and kill Vecna. But as this opening proves, Vecna isn't hiding, he's waiting. We also know the timeline jumps forward 18 months from the end of season 4. That means the group has had over a year to process the destruction of Hawkins, rebuild, and prepare for the final fight. 11, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Max, and Will all be back, along with Joyce, Hopper, and Jonathan. But this time, the war won't just be about survival. It's about understanding the origin of evil itself. Vecna's words, "At long last we can begin," suggest that everything that's happened up to now, every portal, every creature, every death, was only the prologue. The real story begins now. The release plan, a 3-part goodbye. Netflix is stretching out this emotional farewell across the holiday season. The first 4 episodes premiere on November 26th, followed by 3 more on Christmas Day, and the series finale on New Year's Eve. It's a perfect send-off, a nostalgic holiday binge with a show that defined an era of streaming. And if these first 5 minutes are anything to go by, Stranger Things 5 is shaping up to be darker, more emotional, and more interconnected than ever before. Our nerdy thought, as the library fades into darkness and Vecna's voice echoes in Will's mind, it's clear that Stranger Things isn't just revisiting its past, it's redefining it. By looping back to Will's disappearance, the Duffer Brothers remind fans that the story was never just about Eleven's powers or government experiments. It's about a boy who got lost in the dark and the ripple effect it caused across an entire town, and maybe across dimensions. Season 5 promises answers, heartbreak, and the final battle for Hawkins. But above all, it promises closure, because this time, Will Byers isn't just the boy who disappeared, he's the key to everything. And the end, it all started with him. Stranger Things Season 5 premieres November 26th on Netflix. Get ready, because the Upside Down is far from done with us.
We are going to do such beautiful things.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.